there, it's Melissa and I'm back again with another video for the Scrappery, and today I'm making an 8x8 layout for my Grateful album. Grateful was my word for 2016 and I'm a bit behind with it because of being so sick last year, but I'm determined to finish it, and it is full of 8x8 size layouts with no page protectors, which has meant that I've been able to have some elements go off the page and have a lot more dimension than I normally would. So I'm starting with that piece of heart paper by Pretty Little Studio, and it is 8x8, and I have a photo of Azaria. I have scrapped all these photos of my kids, one for each, and then one of the three of them. This is before we had Ava. And my husband took these photos. He did a photo shoot with them in the leaves because I was too sick to basically get out of bed. I was sick, really, really badly sick at the beginning of the pregnancy, and then just generally sick the rest of the time. So what I've done is cut my photo down to a 3x3, and then I backed it on some white cardstock because, as you know, I love the white border. And then I decided to use this pink paper as another mat, and I just freehand cut it, but I wasn't that happy with it, so I just used my little guillotine to trim it evenly. And I use that pink because it matches the pink in the pants that Azaria is wearing. Did think about adding this heart for another layer, but you wouldn't see the hearts and I just felt they'd be wasted. So I got some of the packaging tissue paper that the kit came in, and I love that Ronelle includes it, and I just tore a piece off and trimmed it off, and I'm using it as a textural layer behind my photo mat. And to speed everything up, because I was very aware of the fact that I had hardly any battery left on my camera and it takes quite a long time to charge up, I am using Tombow as much as I can, my favourite liquid adhesive, which you'll know if you watch my videos. So what I wanted to do with this video was do a focus on rub-ons, and also I wanted to show you how you can have the look of a silhouette without a silhouette. Now, focusing on rub-ons and hand cutting has been done by many people before, but I just wanted an imperfect heart, and because I had limited time, I just quickly drew one. And then what you want to do is rub out the lines and then go over it with your X-Acto knife. So that's what I'm doing there. And I love that it's not perfect. That's the whole point, because I know that if I cut one on the silhouette, I'd have to either find an imperfect heart or just end up with a perfect one. So now that I've done that, I can pull the inner piece out. Just lined up my photo and just cut it away, because most of that at the left hand side is going to be covered by my photo. Then you want to erase the lines just so that you don't see them, and it's easier to do it now than later. And then all I did was get a piece of white cardstock and just trace the heart. And so what that is essentially doing is making a template for where to put my rub-ons. Now I also wanted to block off where my photo would go because I didn't want to waste any of the rub-ons. And once again, rub out the lines. You can still see the line, that's the whole point. But once the rub-ons are down, some of them have kind of translucent elements to them, and I didn't want to have to deal with pencil line that could be seen underneath. So I've got my rub-ons. Couldn't find the popsicle stick, but I've decided to use that little bone folder, the folding piece of the bone folder to the right there. So I'm just selecting the rub-ons I want. Some of them have words on them, and so if I want the words to be seen, I've put them in a position where they will be not cut off by the edge of the heart. I'm using my little tweezers to lift the plastic part up, and that, I guess, gets more important the more rub-ons I layer on, because I didn't want to be using my fingers and scratching rub-ons once they're down. Now these rub-ons are beautiful. They come off really easily. I think there was only a couple of times where I had to sort of place the plastic back and rub again. And the reason I wanted to use so many rub-ons, not just because it's a beautiful effect, but because rub-ons have a shelf life, and I'm not sure how long it is, but I do know that in the past I've used a partial pack of rub-ons and I've come back to use them maybe a year later and they just don't work at all, or they work and they come off, they don't all come off, and they just, if you're going for that look, that's fine, but if you're wanting the whole rub-on to come off, sorry, tongue twister there, you'll be disappointed. So best thing about product, I don't like a lot of product sitting around. I can't cope with a big stash. It's better to be on a page and in my album. So 2 sheets of rub-ons come on the kit, and that's the entire pack from this collection, and they're so gorgeous. You can even layer some of them up, like I've used that sort of texty font one, and then I've layered some other bits over the top. Now I don't use all of the rub-ons, there are a few left, and if I don't have my next kit this week, I will definitely make sure I use them next week for my next project. And another thing you can do is rub them onto a piece of white cardstock, trim around the edge, and you've basically got yourself a die cut. So I'm nearly finished at this point, just adding the last finishing touches. Such a beautiful collection, Moonstruck. Okay, and just placing my original piece back on, and you can see how beautiful that looks. And once I was happy with the placement, I really didn't want to move it. But before I do that, I've realised that there is a little gap at the top. And most of that key won't be seen, it's just to have a feature that goes behind, really, so that there's not just a white gap. So like I said, once I was happy with the placement, I didn't want to move it, so I just put my adhesive down and I'll deal with trimming off the excess. Because my worry was that if I put adhesive on my on the heart, or the top sheet, and then put it down, if I put it in the wrong position, then I've got glue on parts of the rub-ons that may meant to be seen. I hope that makes sense. I seem to be having some talking issues today. So here I am just trimming off the excess, and I've just folded back some of the paper to make it easier. It looks like a hot mess on the back, but on the front it is really lovely. So now I'm wanting to put my photo down, and my recording is going to cut out because my camera runs out of battery, but I will talk you through what I do when I get to that point. So I put foam behind my photo just to pop it up, and then I'd overcut the heart at the bottom, so I needed to cover it. So I've put some washi down. You can see I've added another piece of washi there. I've put some of the puffy stickers. There's a butterfly, and I've put one on the photo as well. I've put my journaling under the little bottom of the butterfly, and that covers up the overcut as well. And I've used the cork for my title as well as a couple of the stars, and I've doodled around the edge of the heart, and I've used some of the rhinestones. So I've got some close-ups coming up. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit shorter for me because it is a smaller a size to work with, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I hope I've inspired you to use your rub-ons, and even use them significantly on one layout or project. So don't leave them sitting in your stash. They will eventually be unusable. Get them on your pages and into your albums. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back again next week.